Welcome back, fans. Our sixth school featured today is our host school for this year's GLVC Football Kickoff event. McKendree University finished tied for second in the GLVC last year with a 5-2 conference mark and overall 6-5. In the GLVC preseason poll just released, the coaches have picked McKendree in the coming year to finish fourth. Head coach Mike Babcock is here. Also joining him, senior wide receiver Cameron James and AJ Wetland are here as well. Welcome, fellas. And Coach, we're just a few steps away from your brand new turf field. It looks great. Preview the season for us a little bit. Tell us about this new turf and what it's going to be like to play on it.
Well, new turf is new turf. It still has 100 yards, still has hash marks and sidelines, so not much change there. But the biggest thing is really just the continued perception and continuing to get better. And I think that our guys believe in that. Our guys are pushing hard this offseason, and I think if they know that we have their backs to try and give them the best facilities and the best gear and everything that we can as coaches, that hopefully they will perform even better on Saturdays.
Let's talk about offense first, if you don't mind. 8 guys started on the offensive side of the ball last season, and those 8 are back. Give us your impression of the offense this year, including Cameron, who's sitting there right next to you, who is really as quick as they come. We remember that from last year. What's your offensive take this year?
Well, I think it all starts, and I'm sorry if Cameron is here, but it does start at the quarterback position, and having a senior quarterback come back at any level, anywhere you're at, with that much experience, I think is definitely going to help us. And then the athletes that are around them, and it does go to the wide receivers. Cameron does a fantastic job for us and being that senior that we need in the wide receiver core. We've got a lot of phenomenal athletes on the offensive side of the ball, so I'm very excited and just trying to find ways to be able to get them the ball.
Cameron, let's talk about you a little bit. A lot of people may know that you've had a successful track career, so when they see you, they don't see you for very long because you're here and then you're gone. But we do see you sitting here to talk football today. Second team all GLVC last year, and as we talked about, you're a talented senior quarterback. Isaac Fisher is back as well. What are some of the positives, as Coach said, about working with a quarterback you know very well?
Well, it's nice having Isaac back. It's nice having 8 guys that come back because we know what the coaches expect from us. We've been in that position before, so we know where we want to go. We know what we want to do. So it's nice having everybody on the same page and reaching that same goal.
How would you describe yourself as a receiver?
As a receiver, I would describe myself as quick. My hands have gotten a lot better from the previous years. Route running has gotten better. So I like to say I'm really better slot receiver than receiver. So
you think those hands can be constructed, or is it something you're born with? Obviously, you've made some strides, as you said.
I like to think I was born with them, but I think they definitely got better in the past. I think you'll definitely see me catch the ball a lot better in the fall. So.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk, Coach, again now and swing our conversation to defense. 6 starters back on that side of the ball, including AJ, who is here today. 132 tackles for him. Lucky Barr is back. He was ranked first in the country with 18 sacks last year, following GLVC Defensive Player of the Year recognition. How about that defense?
Some great athletes coming back defensively, and very excited to see where we're at, especially up front. When you talk about the defensive line, having an All-American like Lucky Barr coming back for us, also Brett Pierman playing the other defensive end, who's one of the quickest defensive ends, in my opinion, in the conference. And then our linebacking crew, with AJ and some of our others, fantastic job, and hopefully they can really step it up this year, stop the run, and really hold some offenses to pretty low numbers.
AJ, what is your role on defense this year? Is it a run-stopping kind of a thing for you?
Yeah, I like to think of myself as a run stopper, but also, I want to play a role in the pass. I want to be a team leader and set goals for the defense, and just help the guys, to victory.
Your new field. Are you excited about it? I mean, we talked to Coach about it. How do you feel about it?
Definitely really excited. We've been running on it a little bit, and it feels really good, really smooth, and definitely a lot better than the old turf. And like Coach said, it's just the same. 100 yards, and we'll be ready to play.
Cameron, are you any faster on this turf than you were on the old turf? I don't want to know the answer, really.
I like to think so. I think it's just a mindset. It's a mindset thing, just because it's being on a new turf. But it's nice. It's nice having it. So.
Coach, we've talked about offense and defense, and that leads us to special teams. So can you tell us a little bit about that unit, please?
We've got our kicker coming back, Steve O'Block, who's coming back to be a junior for us. He's done a tremendous job this offseason, continuing to improve his leg strength. He will be doing both of our field goal kicking and our kickoff as well. Having a long snapper, that's always a key deal. Brandon Zier, you never know who the long snapper is until they mess up, and fortunately you don't hear his name too often. That's because he's doing a great job. So he does a fantastic job. We do have to replace our punter. Alex McMahon graduated this last year, so we've got a couple guys that are in the mix that might have an opportunity to be the starter as our starting punter. So again, excited to see what happens this camp.
Coach, talking about names that you might not recognize, your interesting start to the season. You have College of Faith to start out with, then West Liberty and Northwood to start your season. What kind of approach do you take to the beginning of your year before you go into the conference?
I want these first 3 non-conference games to really build up for conference. We want to make a statement in conference. We want to be the champion. We want the trophy, and so we're going to use these games to not only get better, but to continue to put forth the effort to get better each week and be able to get ready for conference.
All right, guys. AJ, thank you so much. Cameron, you as well, and Coach, again, thank you for bringing your players in and hosting us here at McKendree for this GLVC Sports Network and our kickoff. We'll be back with more coverage from the 2015 football kickoff when we return. You're watching the GLVC Sports Network, where champions are crowned.